is up, hashtag FURRYPACK, and welcome to a brand new video, a special video, as you could tell, where it's actually about my fish tanks. You know, completely something new, and it's also about receiving live fish in the mail. So I never had done this before. This is a first time experience, but I decided to give it a try because I really wanted to get some more fish for my aquariums. So that's what I decided to go ahead and do. So this is basically my first experience ever ordering from a website called LiveAquaria, right? And I wanted to give them out a try because supposedly they're like one of the popular sites out there when it comes to ordering live fish and have it shipped to you. So what I ended up ordering me was some more African cichlids that I plan to raise, and hopefully they get big, nice and healthy, so they could go into my big aquarium. And since they are little babies, they will be being put into my smaller aquarium. But basically, they came in this nice box where inside is this giant like styrofoam like cooler, and then obviously they're double bagged as well with plenty of oxygen for them to stay nice and healthy. And I was also very lucky because they made it out alive, and you expect that they would show up alive, but obviously, you know, it's a live animal, you know, it's a live species, a live fish. Anything could really happen and within it being shipped from the warehouse to arriving to where it could have passed away or whatnot. And I got lucky that all four were alive because I did get four. However, two of the four are like extremely like super active and healthy, and you'll see that when I put them inside the actual aquarium. But two other ones, they're kind of a little like still not super active. They seem like they're really stressed out still, but they are alive. They do swim around here and there, which is good. So hopefully, overnight or the next 2 nights, I'm gonna keep monitoring their health, and hopefully they don't pass away. Hopefully they stay healthy, and they end up growing. For now, it's a little skittish with them, but basically I want to say it's basically a 50% success of getting them, since two fish are completely fine and then the other two are obviously stressed out. But it makes sense, they were shipped out from what being inside an aquarium, being put into a plastic bag with a little bit of air, and you know, they sat in basically a like airplane or a truck for a few hours before they made it to my home. But as you could tell here, where I put them in a bucket, what is it? Pretty active, all alive, all moving. When they go in the aquarium, it's like the same thing. However, I did let them float in the bag into the small aquarium, as you saw in a previous shot, for around, I would say, a good 30 minutes. What is it? So that they could be adjusted to the right temperature. And right there, when I put them into the bucket, I forgot to film it, but I did take an air tube and did acclimate the actual bucket with water that's from the smaller aquarium into the bucket before actually putting them into the tank, and did that for at least another half hour. What is it? With it slowly dripping, basically letting the bucket fill up so that it could go ahead and obviously the fish get used to the aquarium water that I have in the aquarium. After that, that's what you see next. Is after they acclimate for a little bit of while, you know, I thought 30 minutes was more than enough time for them. They're small little fish. I added them to the tank, and once again, one of the fish that are a little skittish, a little, what is this? You know, trying to monitor as much as I can possible, is one of the ones that you saw in the very beginning that just went straight to the bottom and just basically plopped himself right on the rocks, you know, and just like stood there, right? And as you can see, all the other fish, they just immediately started swimming. And you can tell which two are like the most healthy. It's the big blue one and the big yellow one. So these African cichlids are electric yellow and electric blue. Now, the bigger ones, for when it comes to the yellow and the blue, are the most healthiest ones, which is crazy. The smaller ones of the yellow and blue are the ones that are like somewhat struggling, but I do see them actually getting better, hopefully, and I will have 4 African cichlids that could grow out and go into my big aquarium. For now, obviously they're housed in the smaller aquarium, and that's only because they are fry little fish. They're tiny little baby fish, so they need to be in here so that they don't go ahead and get eaten by anything in the big aquarium, because the big aquarium does have turtles in there. I do have a medium-sized koi in there, a pleco, and I already do have an African cichlid that's electric yellow in the big aquarium. And the last thing I need is to put these in right away, and then they get eaten by something, of course. Because my turtles do eat fish, but not as much, because I have some goldfish in that tank that I put when they were like babies, and those goldfish, like you saw them in the beginning, they're fairly large because they grew. They were originally meant to be fed to the turtle and to the African cichlid that I have in there, and instead of eating their goldfish, they let them live and just let them be part of like the tank, which is kind of cool actually. And now they're like big goldfish, which is actually pretty cool. And they actually develop like really nice colors. And I know some people might ask me why I have a giant, like why I have like a koi fish in there. What is my aquarium is pretty big, but not super big for a koi. This koi is perfectly capable of being in my aquarium that I have in a tank at the moment. But don't worry, I do plan on actually upgrading the aquarium to something much bigger, or getting a pond. For now, it's capable of living in the aquarium that I have because it's not super big. It's definitely a good home for it, but everything that's in my current one will be upgraded. And then these fish, when they get bigger, they're going to be upgraded. But I hope you all enjoyed the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and peace out, y'all. RXD.